Hello my dear students, welcome back to disaster management again. Last time we have already finished with the discussion of earthquake, that is the causes and the effects and what precautions to be taken at the time of earthquake. Now today we are going to focus on fire and landslides and disaster relief planning. So first of all, we will now discuss about the fire, whether it is a natural calamity or a man-made calamity. Okay, so the fire was discovered by the early man, and it is considered as the most significant step in the progress of the man. But this fire is also capable of destruction. Now, fire can be considered as both natural and man-made calamity depending on the cause of the calamity, whether it is natural or man-made. So, forest fire is a natural calamity, whereas house on fire is considered as the man-made calamity. So this year we are going to focus about fire when it is a man-made disaster. Okay, so for this you should know about the different types of fire. So what are the different types of fire? So class A fire, also called as solid substances, caused by solid substances. So flammable materials like wood, cloth, coal, papers, okay, can cause fire. Now this type of fire can be put out with the help of water, because it is not like that of the oil or gas, which cannot be put off with the water. This can be easily put off because it is of the wood, clothes, coal or papers. It can be easily put out with the water. So next type of fire is also called as class B fire, and this is caused by liquid substances. Fires caused due to flammable liquid substances like petrol, oil, varnish, okay, then solvents, cooking oil, paints, etc. come under this type of fire. So all these substances are lighter than water, therefore the extinguishers, fire extinguishers can be used here. Now if you see, if you must have seen sometimes during the rainy season, if the oil has spilled on the road, okay, you'll find that the oil layer will be above the water, and the same thing happens here. If the fire is about the oil or all these type of liquid solvents and all, mostly these are having less density as compared to that of the water. So what happens is that when you spray water, the water will not extinguish the fire, instead it will go down, and therefore the fire will go on increasing. That is why instead of using water for fire extinguishing, for the extinguishing of fire, we need to use fire extinguisher, okay, so which consists of the carbon dioxide gas. Then the next type of fire is class C fire, which is of the gaseous substances. Now fires caused due to acetylene, household gas, okay, gaseous substances like this can be called as the class C type of fires. So this also can be put off with the help of the fire extinguisher. Then next one is class D fire, which is of the chemical substances. Now fires which are caused due to combustible metals like potassium, sodium and calcium, which react with the water at normal room temperature. Now you have already learned in the lesson metals and non-metals that sodium and potassium are highly reactive metals, okay, because they are, and therefore sodium is kept under kerosene. Why? Because when it is kept outside in the air, it readily catches fire. Even when it is put inside the water also, it catches fire. That is why we say that it is a highly reactive metal. So not only sodium but even potassium and calcium are also highly reactive metals. So the fire which is formed due to this metals is called as the class D type of fires. Then there are other metals like magnesium, aluminum and hydrogen magnesium, aluminum and zinc react with the water at high temperature. So when both these groups, that is the highly combustible ones and the ones which act with the high temperature water, these groups combined with water water and they explode. Okay, so this is called as the class D fire, which is of the chemical substances. The next one is the class E type of fire called as electrical fire. So a fire which is caused due to electrical components is also called as the class E type of fire. Now to extinguish such fires, first of all power is cut off and non-conductive fire extinguishers like carbon dioxide is used, because it is also, now here also you need to take care that whenever it is of the electrical type of fire we should never use water, because instead of putting off the fire or extinguishing the fire, you might get a shock or you might get a current. So that is why non-conductive, because carbon dioxide is a non-conductive substance and therefore we need to spray this non-conductive fire extinguisher on the class E type of fire. So I hope so you have understood all the 5 different types of fire. That is class A fire of the solid substances, wood, clothes, coal, paper. Then class B fire of the liquid substances, that is petrol, oil, varnish, solvents, cooking oil, paints, etc. Class C type of fire is the gaseous substances which are mostly caused due to acetylene or household gas like LPG. Class D fire is of the chemical substances which are highly inflammable substances, okay, which react with the water normal room temperature, as well as those metals which react with water at high temperatures. When both these groups are combining, they explode. Then class E type of fire is of the electrical. Okay, so these are 5 different types of fires. Now let us learn about the methods of fire extinguishing. So there are 3 main methods to stop the spread of fire or to control the fire. That is, one is cooling out, second, that is use of water, second is suppress the fire, and third one is keeping away the flammable substances. So this way we can avoid the fire or even extinguish the fire. So let us first learn about cooling out, that is use of water. So here what happens is that to extinguish fire, water is most common and effective solution which is easily available everywhere. So if you spray water on the fire or around a fire, then it creates a cooling effect and helps to control the fire. So this is how we can use the water. Second is to suppress the water, that means to control the fire which is caused either due to electricity or maybe due to oil, sand or soil can be used. So if we spread a froth-like substance on the fire, it cuts off the contact between air and fire, like that of the carbon dioxide which comes out of the fire extinguisher in the form of a froth. Okay, so it cuts off the contact between air and fire, because oxygen is very important for combustion. So therefore to reduce, to suppress the fire, one need to bring in between air and fire a layer, you can say, so that it will be cut off, the contact between air and fire will be cut off, and easily this way the fire will be put off. Okay, so this method is more useful to extinguish fire which spreads due to oil. Then next is keeping away the flammable substances. So in this method, all flammable substances are kept away from the fire, like any wooden article or flammable substances are kept away from the fire. Then flammable substance must be kept away so that no source is left for the fire to spread. Okay, and instead of sometimes what happens is the fire is very less, but because of these substances which are there, flammable substances which are there, the fire goes on spreading. So whenever you see anywhere any fire, so always see that you will be keeping away the flammable material so that it does not catch. So next is stir up pump is the best device to put off the small fire. So it sprays water in all directions around the fire. So this is one of the method to keep away the fires. Fine. Now next one is, let us now learn about the precautions and the safety measures of the fire. Okay, now first of all, develop the habit of switching off the gas regulator when it is not in use, especially during the night time. Your mother also must be doing this every day. Okay, so switch off the electrical appliances when you are going out of the house. This is second thing. Then to make others alert and call them for help or shout loudly whenever there is a fire in your house. You see that you will be calling out very loudly for help. Then you can also call the fire brigade people. Okay, then provide information how to use the fire extinguisher. So these are some of the precautions and safety measures to be taken. So if anyone is suffering from the injury due to fire, so you need to provide immediate medical help to the victims and allow the victim to rest in comfortable position and call the doctor immediately. So this you have to do as a first aid treatment. Whoever has got whoever has come in contact with the fire. So this is regarding the fire. Now let us discuss about the next one. We'll discuss about the landslides now. Okay, so landslide. So you might have seen this mishap, which was called as Malim mishap. Okay, so which was occurred in the Pune district, and you might have also read about this mishap in the newspaper. Okay, so what were the effects? It was due to the heavy rains which occurred in that area, and so it caused a lot of devastation. So the environmental destruction which resulted in this event was due to the deforestation in the area, change in the agricultural practices, and the construction of nearby Dimbe Dam. Also stone quarrying in the area, and because of this stone quarrying in the area only, the land got unstable, and therefore it led to the landslide. Now the entire Malin village was destroyed in a matter of minutes, and so many got buried under the heaps of the soil and lost their lives. Okay, so the death toll of the mishap reached around 150 at that time. Okay, so collapse of a mass of earth or rock from a mountains or cliff is also called as a landslide. Again, I'll repeat what is landslide. So it is the mass of the earth which is collapsing, or not only the mass of the earth, it may be sometimes even the rocks which are falling down from a mountain or maybe a cliff, and this is only called as the landslide. Okay, so natural cracks and fissures which are present in the hard rocks cause the breaking of this. Especially at the time of heavy rains, water entering these cracks causes the weathering of these rocks, and therefore weight increases and these rocks slide on the slopy region and settle at the lower side. So this is also called as the collapse of the rift. Okay, so now let us discuss about some of the causes of the landslide. Okay, so this is how collapsing of the rift takes place. Then causes of the landslides. After effects of the natural disasters like earthquake or maybe tsunami, heavy rains, storms, floods cause landslide. Then second cause may be unlimited cutting down of trees also causes soil erosion, and this leads to landslide. While building roads in the mountains, okay, there is a lot of digging which is going on, and because of this it makes the mountain weak, and therefore a landslide may occur. Okay, so these are some of the causes of the landslide. Now let us learn about some of the effects of the landslide. What can happen after a landslide? So effects: rivers get flooded and change their path due to this. Then displacement of the waterfalls, formation of artificial water reservoirs, okay, all happen because of this. Then there is life and financial loss on a large scale as trees, buildings, rocks on slopy area collapse on a low-lying land. Then it also affects the traffic in that area adversely because the vehicles cannot go. Then plant life is also destroyed completely after such accidents. Okay, so this is regarding the landslide. What are the cause? What is a landslide? What is the rift, collapse of the rift? Then what are the causes and what are the effects of the landslide? So after learning so many disasters by now, then it becomes necessary for all of us to know the disaster relief planning at the school level. So now let us discuss about the disaster relief planning, which can at the school level we will learn, because this you should know, because you are also school children, and what are the points to be taken into consideration of disaster planning, relief planning. Let us now discuss. Let us now discuss about how we can have a relief plan for the disaster. Okay, so disaster relief planning is done at the school level. Okay, so as to be prepared for any type of disaster. Okay, and for this we need to make a certain chart which will be comprising of all the necessary information required during the disaster relief. So let us now discuss about what are the main points for the disaster relief and the things to be noted. Okay, so main points are, first one is primary information of the school, which includes the name and address of the school. The things to be noted are name and address of the school, then name and residential address of the headmaster with the contact number, names and contact numbers of the school management members, and total number of staff. This is the primary information of the school. Second is school disaster management committee, which is responsible for keeping the records, or things which they record are okay the following ones. Okay, here in this case what happens is that subcommittees are formed, and each subcommittee consists of either 2 or 3 members, and they keep a record of all these things, that is fire extinguisher awareness, instructions, traffic management, safety, and communication management. Okay, so next is detailed information about the school building, that includes total number of rooms, total number of classrooms, total number of classes, then type of roof, whether it is made up of wooden, cement, or sheets, and age of the building, also the building year of the building. Then next one is information about the school ground. Okay, so here what type of playground the school has, whether it is prayer space, kho, kabaddi, and other grounds, etc., and the distance of the ground from the main road. Okay, then next is daily routine of the school, which includes the starting time of the school, the break time, time to leave the school, daily activities taking place in the school are all noted down in daily routine of the school. Then possible hazards in the school, like name and type of the danger, okay, whether it is the normal type or medium or acute type of danger or destruction which has taken place in the past, and what are the current plannings will come in the possible hazards in the school. Then next one is the disaster management map of the school. The map must have the following contents: all buildings of the school, okay, then their structure, grounds, entrances, place of probable danger of the in the school. Now dangers in the school, safe places at the time of disaster, nearest road, etc. Okay, all this will be included in the disaster management map of the school, and this map must be at the entrance of the school, and all students must be given the detailed information about it. Okay, so this is how disaster management map of the school can be made, so as to every person should know about this map, so it is always stuck in front of the entrance of the school. Then mock drills, which can be also can be done in the school, so as to know about how every month a mock drill must be conducted in the school. Okay, it should include possible hazards and the measures taken against them, so as to know, so that the children may know about how they can help in extinguishing fire. Then the date and time, the number of the students and shortfalls must be also noted down. So this is regarding the disaster relief planning. Okay, so with this we finish with the lesson. Okay, the last part is remaining, that is the work of the institute. So government of India in collaboration with the Indian Mountaineering Institute and the International Center for Integrated Mountain Development has launched a program to forecast the landslide and its effects. Institutes of um, Institute of Geology and World Geological Forum also help for this forecast. So this is regarding the lesson disaster management. So I finished this lesson, and this is the last lesson for this term of yours. Okay, so all the best, dear students, for your exams, and thank you very much.